Think about your very first memory. What do you see? Maybe a birthday, a favorite toy, or your first day at kindergarten. Now, here's something strange. Why can't you remember being a baby? You were there, you experienced everything, your first smile, your first steps, your first words. So, where did all those memories go? Almost everyone has the same pattern. Our earliest memories usually begin around the age of 2, sometimes 3. But anything before that? It's just gone. Scientists even have a name for this: infantile amnesia. It means we can't remember the first years of our lives. But here's the twist. That doesn't mean babies don't form memories. In fact, they do. Even newborns can recognize their mother's face. They can tell the difference between familiar people and strangers. And just a few months later, babies start showing preferences, smiling more at the faces they see often. That means one thing: they are learning and they are remembering. But not all memories are the same. There are different types. Some memories are about facts, like knowing the name of a city. Others are about skills, like walking or opening a door. And then there are autobiographical memories, the ones that tell the story of your life. Babies can form some types of memory. Experiments have shown that infants can remember actions and repeat them later, even after time has passed. So clearly, memory exists from a very early age. Which brings us to the real question. If babies can remember things, why don't we remember being babies? One possible answer is identity. To remember your life, you need a sense of you. You need to understand that you are the one experiencing something. But babies don't fully develop this sense of self until around 18 months. Before that, they experience the world, but not as a clear story about themselves. And without that, memories don't form in a way you can later recall. Another explanation is language. Think about how you remember things now. You don't just see images in your mind, you tell yourself stories. I went there. I saw this. That happened to me. But babies don't have language yet. They can't describe their experiences. They can't turn them into stories. And without a story, memories become much harder to access later. It's like having thousands of photos, but no captions, no labels, no timeline. They exist, but you can't find them. There's also a biological reason. A part of your brain called the hippocampus is responsible for forming long-term memories. But in infancy, it's still developing. It's like trying to save files on a computer that isn't fully built yet. Some information gets stored, but the system isn't stable enough to organize and keep everything. As your brain grows, memory becomes stronger, more structured, more permanent. But by then, those earliest memories are already gone. Or are they? Some scientists believe those memories still exist, hidden deep in the brain. Others think they were never fully stored at all. But here's the fascinating part. Even if you can't remember your early experiences, they may still shape who you are. Your emotions, your reactions, the way you connect with people. In a way, your past is still with you, even if you can't see it. So no, your memory didn't suddenly turn on at age 3. You were learning, feeling, remembering, long before that. But without identity, without language, and with a brain still under construction, those memories were never meant to last. And maybe that's not a problem. Maybe it's part of being human. Because sometimes, forgetting is just as important as remembering. So now I'm curious. What's your earliest memory? And how old were you? Write it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay curious.